Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. This is Mr. R. We have some exciting news today. Of course, all of the information for Season 1 Reloaded, particularly the zombies things, is what we're interested in at the moment, is here. So we're going to take a look at some of this excellent stuff that's going on, okay? So if you scroll down here, of course, we've got some holiday stuff coming, and this is the sort of roadmap for what's going on. Okay, we got some new multiplayer maps, some ranked play for Battle Royale, blah blah blah. But the thing that we're more interested in is this Citadel des Morts sort of stuff that we've got going on here. So let's take a look at this. Obviously, we got Citadel des Morts, the new map coming out, the Doppelgast, which is the new enemy type. Perks, ammo mods, field upgrades, the wonder weapons, which are going to be called the Bastard Swords, zombie training course, which is interesting. We'll get into that in just a minute. Some new rewards. This is a Weaver skin. It talks a bit about the augments, and then, of course, the gobblegums and all this extra stuff as well. We do have some new weapons coming soon. We'll get to that in just a moment here. So first, let's go ahead and take a look at the trailer for Season 1 Reloaded Zombies.
You
Got Jug there in the bottom.
who you are.
Whispers in my dreams, I think that's
And why
it.
you are here.
Speed Cola. This is a new like acid trap. So you pay for it and then it dumps those buckets of acid down. Let me go ahead and turn up the quality here. It looks kind of low quality right now. So there's one of the swords. It looks like the electric sword.
Get medieval on them before they get
Some sort of trap or like opening a door maybe with that big lion trap. And here's the Doppelgast, the new enemy type. I wonder if that's the Pack-a-Punch camo there.
Let's burn this
And there's all the other swords. Ooh, interesting. That looks like maybe like a Shadow Rift sword, kind of. And then coming December 5th, obviously. So let's dive into this a little bit more while we're here. This looks like a sewer dungeon-y type of thing. We've got this room here, which looks like you've got the blue armor, a crafting table on this side, and this is where you're going to find Jug and maybe some sort of like a dragon or a gargoyle over here.
I know.
Okay, so this says, "It whispers in my dreams." I wonder what that's referring to. Probably referring to that creepy Doppelgast enemy type that we got.
You are. And why you are.
Okay, this is like a little open courtyard area. This looks like Speed Cola. I wonder what that weapon is. That looks like that's probably just the XM4 there on the wall. Here's the acid traps. So the purchase thing for it is like right over here on the side. You purchase it, and then the big buckets will sort of dump this acid all over the zombies, and you take them out as they run through. Here's the electric sword, and I've seen some people say it kind of looks like this is like old Dead Wire, so it looks like it's a little bit more effective than our current version of Dead Wire. This guy looks pretty creepy, this guy. Okay, let's go back a tiny bit right there. See if we can pause on that particular screen. Okay, so it looks like these are probably the Pack-a-Punch camos, which I actually kind of like. They look pretty sweet. It kind of got this like dual color scheme going. And here's another one. These sort of... So we got this pink and green one, and then like a blue and yellow. And I think I also saw in one of these... Here's a better look at that blue and yellow one. That looks pretty sweet. Maybe it's purple. And I think this one, you can't really see it very good right now, but I think this is another one that's like maybe orange or red. Yeah, like an orangish one. This actually looks like something different altogether. This one looks pretty cool. Maybe this is tier 3. This is like a orangey green and black. Unless this is a camo that's already in the game that I just don't know about, but this looks pretty sweet.
The sparks are flying now.
So I'm assuming that these little spots on the ground are going to be part of like an Easter egg ritual type thing. And you see they have the eyes of the players are glowing red and like shooting out of the eyes of the zombies.
Let's
That's
burn
pretty
this mother
interesting.
down.
Citadel de Moor, folks. Now let's dive a little bit deeper into this actual blog post here. So Season 1 Reloaded Zombies, it's going to give us a ton of information. It'll obviously give us some information on like Citadel, the different equipment, the different holiday stuff we're going to get. So Citadel de Moor, one of Avalon's oldest landmarks, the Citadel is shunned by locals both for its sinister history and because it's a base of operations for the crime family known as the French Syndicate. Established in the 1100s on the site of a leper colony. In the 1300s, a knight, Guy de Saint-Michel, and his enforcers took over the fortress and instituted a criminal reign of terror that would eventually become the Syndicate. So we got some nice pictures here. Looks like this is the front sort of gate door area. And it looks like this actually might have been the thing that they were shooting at with that big like lion trap thing. Here's the castle itself. Got some really nice pictures. This looks really, really good. After the events of Terminus, the dedicated crew and a bunch of other people embark on an expedition to the Principality of Avalon, hoping to rendezvous with the luminary named Gabriel Kraft, who's from Vanguard Zombies. And there we hope to learn more about the ancient relic known as the Sentinel Artifact. Okay, and then here's the opening cutscene. I think we've probably already all seen that by now, so we're going to skip that. Okay. Of course, the map launches on Thursday, December 5th, 9 a.m. Pacific time. So if you're on the East Coast like me, that's noon, I believe. Okay, here's your dedicated crew, of course, Weaver, Gray, Carver, and Maya. And then you've got S.A.M. or Sam, Peck, Ravenov, Strauss, and Raptor 1. And it appears as though Strauss is probably going to be in the helicopter with Raptor 1 there. Yeah, Raptor 1 and Oscar Strauss ready to provide exfil. Here's some more pictures here and a nice picture of that trap. Now, it goes into a lot of like the history of Citadel de Moor, which is great, but yeah, I'm not going to read through all of this detail right now. If you want to read through that, you can go and check out the blog. Basically, the next thing that we're going to see here is a little bit of recon of the different sort of areas of the map. So you got the town square here with this big old statue in the middle. I'm wondering who this guy is exactly. Central hub of the village appears to have suffered damage in a vehicle fire, dominated by a fountain with a large imposing stone statue. My prediction, hear me out, they said there's like a lot of like mystical, magical stuff going on in this map. My prediction is that this guy is the boss. This thing's going to animate, and that's going to be the boss fight. That's my prediction. Okay, to the southeast is a medieval bell tower and a gate opposing two walls to explore. Directly across is the tavern, which is the next little area here. We've got the tavern and cellar, which has a nice little pool table in it. You can see that'll give you a couple of extra points. Casks of ale to expensive bottles of Rouge and Blanc wines. Mason's House, or Le Maison de Macon, I'm hoping that I pronounced that right, is a pub experience. The L-shaped ground floor features a banquet table, wooden bar, table seating, and a games room with a pool table. And the restrooms are most definitely out of order. Interesting that they had to add that little fun fact in there. Then we've got the village ascent in the upper village, which is sort of heading up towards the castle, I assume. Okay, so we've got all sorts of different other places. A nice little well here. Okay, The nature path and the hilltop, I assume, is once you get up out of the village and almost into the castle, right? So open the western gate. Alternate path to the ramparts can be ascended. There's nothing natural about the inhabitants, but it's sort of like a little pathway through like a little greenery kind of area, it looks like. The courtyard, village, and hillside ramparts. So this is getting up towards the actual castle itself. Sort of the front entrance to the castle with like a little minivan there. And it looks like this is around where you're going to be able to find that acid trap. So here we go. This is where it starts to get interesting. We're getting into the actual castle itself, okay? So you've got the entrance hall here, which is that room that I said. It looks like we've got an armor by here, jug, and there's a crafting table over here on the left. Into the sitting rooms. Looks like we've got lots of places for zombies to sit, which is not necessary, but it's a castle. What can you do, you know? Another impressively sized room within the citadel. Interior walls are unstable, held together by scaffolding and luck. And the chamber shows evidence of recent activity with bunk beds and desks. That must be where the syndicate was operating. Getting into this room, this says this is the dining hall. I assumed that this was like some kind of like a throne room of some sort, because it's got this chair right in the middle of it, but that is fine. Up here in the back, actually, and I forgot to point this out in the trailer as well, but you can see it in the trailer. This is Vulturade. This is the new perk, and it's got these big wings on it, and actually they said in the COD Pod episode yesterday that when you buy the perk, the little beak of the vulture thing actually can come down and like peck the zombies while you're buying the perk, so that's pretty cool. And then down into this dungeon here, you've got these nice wooden frames. Looks like Quick Revive is down here in the dungeon, so I assume that it's kind of near the beginning of the map, because usually I feel like usually Quick Revive's kind of close to like the front of the map, but who knows? Could be a while before you get there, which means it could be a while before you have access to Quick Revive. You get into this Undercroft and Oubliette room. I don't know what an oubliette is, but this Undercroft area looks like what I was thinking was maybe some kind of like a sewer, okay? And there's a couch down here, which is interesting. A vaulted ceiling in the subterranean cellars of the palace, or of the castle, rather, is leaking what you hope is rainwater, flooding the lower levels of the palace, and the crypt is perhaps a location that one doesn't linger at for long. Old paintings, gravestones, and an impromptu game of chess. Deeper within the dungeon lies secrets better left forgotten. A lower dungeon, or oubliette, provides damp and damning discoveries, and the earthen-floored chamber contains shelves of chemicals, barrels, and hazardous materials. So it looks like this is like the dungeon, or like the Undercroft dungeon area, and then another sub-dungeon underneath that has all this extra stuff in it. Okay, so here's where it starts to get interesting, right? We've got this new enemy, the Doppelgast, I guess roughly translated as double horror from German. These tormented ghouls are pale imitations of something that looks human, but most certainly is not least because the entity sports two screaming skulls, rotten flesh, stretched across each of them, seared into a sinewy and pockmarked torso of pallid gray skin, serving as the next stage in the evolutionary chain of dark ether metamorphosis. Doppelgasts are violent and display erratic and unsettling movement. In the trailer thing that we just watched, you can kind of see they do like these back and forth sort of dashing movements. Hunched and twisted, they're still 1.5 times tall as most humans, and they prefer to launch from shadows or emerge from a horde of lesser undead, so regular zombies. It's not wise to underestimate the creature's abilities. When cornered, aside from rapid melee strikes where it lashes out with many tendrils and appendages, it can burst forth an array of sharp, bloody needles to disrupt incoming attacks. If they pierce flesh, the needles cause not only lacerating damage, but attack the target's nervous system, leading to hallucinations. I'm interested to see how that ties into the gameplay mechanics of this. like if it's gonna like give us some weird screen effects or something. Should a weak point be discovered and the Doppelgast succumbs, you may want to stand back, as the explosion of blood and gore is as revolting as it is spectacular. So that will definitely be interesting. And those in this map, I believe, are replacing manglers, because actually in this map you do get amalgams as well, and we'll get to that in a minute. Other entities of the Citadel. The packs of lesser undead roaming the environment are mainly comprised of the local townsfolk, farmers, and laborers now in various stages of decomposition, with tougher enemies occasionally sporting French syndicate insignia on their attire. Additional entities observed within the vicinity of the castle include the vermin, the parasites, and the grotesque appendage-flailing behemoths known as the amalgam. So, no manglers, but we do still have amalgams. And we have a Doppelgast and amalgam in the same game. No manglers, so I assume that the Doppelgast is going to replace the mangler as like the special enemy type. Okay, so we got the new wonder weapons, the Bastard Sword and its elemental forms. Of course, it's a melee weapon. It can be transformed into one of 4 elemental wonder weapons, presumably with each its own little side quest, like the bows on Der Eisendrache. And there are 4 of them. There's the Caliburn, the Durandal, the Balmung, and the Solice. Okay, the Durandal is the, or rather, the Caliburn is the dragon's fire, creating a fiery maelstrom of burning undead flesh. The Durandal is Stag of the Storms, so that is the electric one. The Balmung is the Raven's Shadow, so you can cast your rotting foes into the ethereal abyss, which basically to me seems like it's Shadow Rift, but in a sword. And then Solice, the Lion of Light. The warmth of light courses through you as you send foes screaming into darkness. Don't know exactly what that one does, but we'll figure that out sooner rather than later, I think. So additional content for Citadel de Mor. You've got the main quest and quest rewards active right as soon as the map launches on December 5. Okay, so complete the main quest successfully and you get the operator skin for Weaver, 5k XP, calling card, and that's it for your rewards there. You have the oil trap, which we talked about, the lion cannon, which is that big cannon that they use to shoot that big door. Syndicate loot crates, points of power, which I'm assuming is going to have something to do with the Easter egg. Okay, strange metallic manhole covers discovered in various locations across the map, but none of them lead to a sewer system. Instead, they appear to have another, perhaps otherworldly use. So that's got to be something Easter egg related. And a fresh selection of calling card challenges, including Dark Ops challenges, as well as intel in the form of audio logs, documents, and artifacts to discover. Now, coming down a little bit, we've got a perk. Excellent. We've got Vulture Aid. So this is available for the first time since Black Ops 2. You can have a can of Vulture Aid, and it is available on Citadel de Mor, along with the 8 other accessible zombie perks. Some of the 8 perks are only available via a WonderFizz machine. I presume that there's going to be some that aren't available on the map. That means you have to buy them out of the WonderFizz. And Vulture Aid is available on Liberty Falls and Terminus via the WonderFizz on those maps. So your augments for Vulture Aid are going to be a chance to create a gas cloud that charges your field upgrade, a chance to create a gas cloud that conceals you while you're standing in it. That could be really, really helpful. Parting gift, which means that ammo drops can give ammo to wonder weapons, which could also be helpful, not particularly on this map with a melee weapon. Minor augments, you've got Condor's Reach, so you can pick up loot from farther away. Carry-on luggage, so critical kills have a chance to drop extra salvage. That is probably the one that I'm going to be using. And Picky Eater, so zombies have a chance to drop whatever your current equipment is, so lethals or tacticals or whatever. Now we've got a new ammo mod, which is called Light Mend. That's going to be pretty cool, I think. So basically what this is it deals a light damage, and each bullet then has a chance to transform a normal or special enemy's health into a healing glyph that moves to nearby injured allies, or you can use it to heal yourself as well. And it can be used in all 3 zombies maps as well. You buy it at the Arsenal machine. For augments, you've got the antibiotic. Healing Glyph now damages enemies that touch it. Okay, big game, so it can activate on elites. Dual action, consuming a healing glyph will allow your regular healing to heal faster. So it's like ultra jug, okay, or ultra quick revive rather. Longer life, so the glyphs will last longer on the ground. Extra strength, so the healing glyph will replenish more health when you consume it. Or express remedy to increase the range that the glyph will move to an ally. So this will be helpful for healing both yourself and your teammates, okay? And you've got Tesla Storm, which is going to be unlockable as a part of a event, which I do not believe is out yet, okay? And Lightmend will be out right away. And, oh no, Lightmend will be available unlocked as a reward from the Merry Mayhem event as well. Vulture Age will be available in-game immediately. So the other 2, the ammo mod and the field upgrade, will not be available quite yet. So this Tesla Storm, for 10 seconds, lightning is going to connect to other players, stunning and damaging normal enemies. Not sure how it's going to work solo, but I'm sure that it will be useful solo in some way. Okay, this field upgrade can be used in all zombies maps as long as it is chosen part of your loadout or swapped to via the menu during a game. And augment number 1, the field's damage is increased by the number of allies that are connected to it, or on activation stun and damage all nearby enemies, or on activation create a lethal surge of electricity around you. And for minor augments, you have increased range of the electric tether connecting to your allies. You have movement speed increased during Tesla Storm. That might be nice. Probably for speedrunning, that'll be crazy. And lithium charged to increase the Tesla Storm duration. Okay. So Tesla Storm is going to be interesting. I think that Tesla Storm will be more useful, I guess, with this with this augment, may be useful for speedrunners, but I think probably more useful when you're playing with other people based on the way that these augments look, but we'll find out. Now we've got a couple of new Gobblegums coming. Power Keg, which is essentially going to spawn in a rare full power-up, so that'll recharge your field upgrade instantly. You've got Timeout, which is an ultra that lasts for 3 minutes. That's pretty long, actually. That'll clear all of the normal and special enemies at the end of the round, and normal spawning will not resume during the 3 minutes. So that clears all of the zombies and gives you 3 full minutes to do whatever you want, which is pretty crazy. And then you have Holiday Cheer, which is whimsical. It basically dresses the zombies up in festive outfits. They talk here a little bit about the hand cannon, which was unlocked during the hit list event, and the zombies training course, which is interesting. I think what this basically is, I read through it a little bit, what it basically is like a boot camp for people who've never played zombies, and it just explains exactly how to play zombies, not specifically how to do the Easter egg like directed mode does, but it explains literally how to kill zombies and how to navigate the world and buy doors and things like that. So this is for very, very first time ever playing zombie beginners. And of course Citadel Day more directed mode will come out eventually. They say it'll come out right around the beginning of the year, shortly after the beginning of the year in January, giving us a couple of weeks to explore the map and beat the Easter egg and whatnot before the map actually comes out. Of course, zombies-related events. You have Gobblegum Mania, which is starting on December 5th, and you have Merry Mayhem, which is also starting on December 5th, which will both give you lots of rewards that you can use in Zombies through the Gobblegum one, and rewards that you can use in Zombies and Multiplayer and Warzone through the secondary event there. Those will be available starting on the 5th, and then Archie's Festival Frenzy starting on December 19th. Jingle Hells is coming back as well. Basically, what Jingle Hells is it's a reskin of Liberty Falls, where all the zombies have festive little outfits on, and the vermin have these weird little boots. And basically, it's going to be the main quest active, but you have all this other stuff going on. So there are like freezing rounds, which will. Well, here's the information. So you've got bespoke audio, special audio for this mode. You look to the skies. I bet you're going to be able to see Santa up there. Gobblegum gifts, which is going to be a good way to earn that holiday cheer gobblegum. You got snowball piles, so you can pick up snowballs and throw them at zombies. Naughty or nice power-ups, which will give you either vermin spawns or presents. You got snowmen, which can hide like zombies and stuff inside of them. Present boxes, if they drop a present, it can be opened for a gift that keeps on giving, so I wonder what's in there. And then the SAM Trials machine is called the Samta Trials machine, and I assume will have some sort of a frozen, wintry sort of vibe to it, okay? And then there are frozen rounds, which will basically be like a special round where the actual map can freeze and you have to go find cover inside. Aside from all of those other things that are coming to Zombies mode in general, okay, there are some just general gameplay updates that are coming to the game, like reducing the number of Mangler spawns in the mid to high rounds. So in that like round 30 to 100 area, there will be less Manglers that spawn in during that point. And there is a cap on active Manglers up in the game. So the cap is around round 100, which means that you will hopefully never have like 40 Manglers running around active in the game at the same time. Hopefully. I also reduced the health of the Mangler's arm cannon. So that makes it so that the arm cannon is going to be easier to shoot off, and therefore theoretically the Mangler is going to be easier to kill. They've also, this one's big, they've significantly reduced the length of special rounds by reducing the number of spawns and adjusting the spawn delay rate. So they'll be faster and there will be less of them, which is big wins. They've scaled parasite damage between rounds 31 and 91, so I assume that means that parasites are actually going to do more damage, which is maybe good, maybe bad, I don't know. Slightly increasing damage scaling for base zombies around round 150 to 400, so it seems like there's another step in the amount of damage that zombies will actually do. So all in all, I think this is going to be a big, lovely, exciting update. This is going to be super, super fun. Citadel de Morse coming out, and lots of good stuff going to happen during that. Of course, we'll be covering all sorts of content on the channel over here as the new stuff comes out, as we get more information. And once the map comes out, we'll be streaming it a bunch, working on beating the Easter egg and just exploring and checking out some of the new stuff, grinding out the augments for the new perk, and it'll be a good time. So make sure that you like, comment, subscribe. Check out the channel for updates very frequently, and we'll see you very soon.